Scorpio, and welcome to your July the 1st to the 15th general reading. So what I've done is I've done a collective reading separately because I thought I'd see if I could find a way to separate the world events from personal readings, Scorpio, okay? I've been having to do it in my private readings as well because things are just they're quite intense, okay? And I've been finding the readings are just all over the place, so check it out if it's something that you would like to watch. So I've already pulled actually pulled two Lenormands, but I wanted to clarify this one. So you get this is the sort of card, it's almost like the death card, really. So some of you have obviously been in some sort of, I call it a scorpionic process. This is the initiation card, Scorpio Rose initiation, but sometimes that's a very, very fancy word for what can be quite an intense experience. Maybe there's been some sort of loss, some sort of dark night, or some sort of process of exhaustion. But this looks like it's coming to an end. You should definitely check out the collective reading, Scorpio. And then you go to the moon card with the bridge card. So the bridge card is obviously about crossing a bridge. Very, very often talks about the possibility of healing a rift between you and someone else. Now, it's with the moon card. And in the Lenormand cards, the moon card is very, very often a romance card. Okay, it tends to be, it's the version of the Lovers card in the Lenormand cards. But it can also be to do with family, heritage, crossing some sort of bridge, either with a romantic relationship, your relationship with your own self, or with family members. So it's not quite death and rebirth, but it's not far off it, to tell you the truth, Scorpio. So let me look and see how the cards reflect the Lenormands. I'm finding them almost spot on, so I might start doing that from now on, the Lenormands. I really like them. So one more shuffle, one more split, and then give me messages from Scorpio from the 1st to the 15th of July. So I'm going to try and do fortnightly readings, Scorpio. If you can support in any way by liking or sharing, please do, because that's what keeps me coming back. So one throw of cards for Scorpio, please. Oh, the Hierophant behind you with the Page of Swords, some sort of news. Page of Swords is a messenger. The Hierophant tends to can be Taurus, but it's about tradition, it's about the law of the land. Let me carry on. So what you want is the Star card, that is about bridging a gap. Yeah, grace. The gift is the King of Pentacles. Some of you are clearly dealing with an earth sign person, or a very, very traditional energy. The earth signs are about stability, anchor, but they tend to represent tradition, huge stability. Let me carry on. The challenge is 3 of Cups. Oh, let's hope you aren't dealing with a three-way situation. Judgment card in your relationships. I told you that those Lenormands are absolutely spot on. This is the opposite side of the death card. So this is something coming back to life. It's right under the Aquarius card, which is about transparency, communication. It's about grace. It's about healing. Yeah. Money and work, you get the Queen of Swords. And the Ace of Swords in your soul position. So there's a lot of truth and clarity coming through for you. Cutting through the bull, Scorpio, cut through the bull. That's what the ego part of you is there, is to cut through the bull. And you get the Eight of Cups as the outcome. One card after the Eight of Cups. Oh, beautiful. You get the Empress. Very interesting because you start in Taurus and you end in Taurus. So you're in your opposite sign, okay? The answer to most of our issues tend to lie in the sign opposite. So connecting with nature, connecting with everything of the earth, not as much spending your time in the emotional or the occult or the unseen world, but connecting with what you can see and you can touch and you can feel. Beautiful. You begin with that energy and you end with it. And the whole reading in between, you've got a lot of cards about truth and clarity. And you haven't got the Tower, which is the ultimate in illumination. But you've got the Queen, the Ace, the Page, and you've got the Star card. Okay? So, not sure what that Page of Swords and a Hierophant, some sort of news, some sort of communication, that sort of thing. Because the Hierophant can be about tradition, the laws of the land, something very stable. Yeah? Now, what you want is a Star card. Star card is grace. It's about communication, transparency. We cannot have intimacy if we don't have transparency. It's impossible. That's the relationships of the old time that we're all trying to leave behind. Because the Star card is totally naked. She communicates her truth. She doesn't protect her heart. She's not guarded. She's got this open, genuine communication. And look at her spiritual eye, which is exactly what you've got going on in your money and work. This is connecting with some sort of truth. These are both Aquarius cards, by the way. So you might be trying to gain insight, gain clarity, or maybe you've got it and what you want to do is bring it into the world now. It's going to start happening more and more, you know, Scorpio, because we haven't really fully seen where this is all leading yet this year. But it's a huge Scorpionic process the whole world's in. And when we're in a Scorpionic process, there's a breakdown, but there's an evolution and there's a breakthrough happening. There's a lot of truth in your work. Maybe you want to be in the truth. Maybe you want to be in your highest. Maybe you want to be a teacher of truth. Or maybe you're dealing with this person, the Queen of Swords, when you're dealing with her in the workplace, she can be quite harsh to deal with. It depends. If she was in her fall, she tends to come up that way. So the Queen of Swords in her fall is just a little bit of a very cold. But upright, she has this beautiful sword of truth. She's a guide. She sees in the dark. So maybe some of you are looking for this truth to bring forward into your life because you want to manifest it in the physical realm. Because that's what a lot of us have been doing in this process. We've been processing what no longer works in our life so we can begin to bring something forward. And very, very much because you begin in Taurus and you end in Taurus, it's all about bringing something into form. Now, the challenge is the the gift's the King of Pentacles. This might be a person, traditionally an earth sign. Who's the King of Pentacles, please? One card to reflect who this King of Pentacles is. I don't really get cards at the King of Pentacles for you very often, unless you're dealing with an earth sign, but you've got the Ace of Wands. It's about initiation of something, some new passion, some new attraction. The challenge is the Three of Cups. And I really hope this isn't a three-way situation that you're having to navigate. Why is the Three of Cups a challenge, please? One card to reflect by the Three of Cups is a challenge because the Ten of Wands. Oh, I almost want to scream. I pair these two cards together. I don't want to scream, but I pair these two cards together. The Ten of Wands can talk about a person who's not totally karmically free to enter into a bond. So I pair these together because in the Three of Cups, these people, I mean, they're as untethered souls. And that Ten of Wands is not an untethered soul. And this is the challenge. And I don't know where this is showing up. It might be showing up in how you make a living with that Queen of Swords. And that's why this desire to be in your truth is so powerful. It could be a relationship. It could be a relationship, by the way. And it could be that King of Pentacles. That King of Pentacles can be the most stubborn, inert king in the whole world. I absolutely love him, by the way, so you don't have to. But everything's got shadow and light. Everything. And the shadow of the King of Pentacles is no matter how much he desires something, he so often doesn't move an inch to get it because he's got a lot of inertia. And for some of you, you're either dealing with a person who reflects these, or you're dealing with the material realm and this desire to be in some sort of truth. But it's a little bit of a struggle because you're still in this process of the Ten of Wands, which is, oh my God. And I promise you, Scorpio, for the life of me, I am not laughing. Boy, do I understand this reading. And you have the Judgment card in your relationship. Something's coming back again. What's the Judgment card about, please? This is a Knight of Wands. So it looks like you've got some sort of energy coming your way. Okay? Could be a fire sign. With all, I don't know, you've got fire and you've got earth and you've got Aquarius. You've got too many people to break it down. But the Knight of Wands is an energy. And it's an energy of someone who goes after what he wants. But don't forget that goddamn challenge of the 10 and the 3 is the Knight of Wands might not fully be flying free enough to enter into this bond yet. Okay? Every single person's going to be different. These dynamics are going to be relationship focused, or they're going to be your financial focus. And not financial, it's just what you do in this world. We all have a desire to anchor our soul's purpose in this world. Every single one of us. It doesn't even have to be grand. It can be those small gestures that we do every day that make us feel that, yes, I'm doing here something that makes my soul sing. These are both cards about being in the truth. The truth, what you want is a Star card. This is that age of Aquarius where we're moving towards. And the age of Aquarius is the age of transparency, intimacy, light, authenticity, which is an essential need for Scorpio. Scorpio, you suffer badly when you're not in your authenticity. Okay. Anyhow, first of all, the 8 of Cups. So that does make me think a little bit that the person that you might be dealing with is in this energy. They're in a completion process. Or you're trying to complete a process, birth a new one in a job matter. But don't shout at me that you're still in process, Scorpio. 2020 is all going to be a year of being in process. We're going to have breakthroughs and we're going to have births, especially in August, okay? But a lot of it is this birthing of new ideas, this birthing of new potentials, okay? And then trying to bring them into form, because it's funny, you get the Empress. So the Empress is everything you can touch and you can see and you can feel. It's in your hands, okay? So this could be you connecting with nature. It's all about, you know, raw food, health, well-being, pleasure. wonder what she's doing here, though. I'm trying to work out if she's to do with a relationship or about bringing these ideas into some sort of form, because you're no longer, you've been struggling where your soul's been. That is part of the process of evolution. In Scorpio, I've got 5 planets in Scorpio house. I know how tough it is. What's it about? What's the Empress about? I can't decide if it's about money or work. I'm going to clarify one card. So everyone watching is going to be able to apply it to different things. I think it's an emotional thing. But my issue is, I think the person you're dealing with is here and not here. So they're still karmically carrying the Ten of Wands. Shoulds, coulds, rules, regulations, all the reasons why they cannot. And Scorpio, I just don't want you to suffer that sort of negative fate anymore. And sometimes what we have to do is right. If that's what I've got, that's what I've got. But this truth is what I want to begin to bring into form, which is grounding and anchoring my destiny, my soul's purpose, because the world ain't going to be changed by anyone out there. It's going to be individuals like you and me, grounded and anchored in our sense of purpose and destiny in this world, which is what the Empress is. It's what Taurus is. As your opposite sign, it's what you're here to manifest. Okay? A little bit of a complex reading. A little bit, definitely a big bit of a complex reading, Scorpio. I'll be back for the next fortnightlies. My contact details are below. Much love. Bye.